Hi, it's Kari Cordi, and this is going to be a Fixin' Shit video. I had an emergency happen. My water pump and tension pulley went out, and I had like $4 more than the part cost. I don't have the money for the tension pulley, and getting to work is really important because it's almost at the end of the shrimping season, and I gotta get work before the slow starts. So this is time sensitive, and getting back to the town where I live is very important. So if you want to come over here, I'm going to show just a few things. I am going to be taking off the fan hood so I can get at the water pump, which is right here. So I need to remove the S-belt first. So we're going to go ahead and do that. The tension pulley, God bless the man that invented the tension pulley. If you've ever had a threaded one, you want to kill the fucker that did it. So it's really easy. You just put the bolt wrench. You pull it, and you just take it off. Oh yeah, did you see what I did? God. See, you gotta plan ahead. La, la, la. Big hands are so much fun. God, I did this yesterday. No, I didn't. It was 2 days ago. Fuck. Wasn't a problem then, but you get me filming and Okay.
Okay, I'm going to hit the other side.
Alright.
That might, yeah, that gives you a little bit more.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and take the S-belt off, and then I'm going to take the hood off, and then we'll get filming again. So we're just going to go ahead and cut right here until I get this done. You don't need to see that. So here we are. I mentioned in my a video in my other series that I might not have all the tools because of the situation I've been in for the past year. You lose tools. It's just the way it is. You accept it. You move on. You can see that I have removed the bolts here, but I need to remove this one. And the problem is with that one. Here, the problem I have is that's the biggest wrench I have. It's not big enough to go open. I have the one you don't want to use, and that's as big as it goes, and that's still not big enough. So I have a dear friend here of mine that she called a friend of hers who's going to come up and help out. So we have to wait a little bit to get this done. It's the way it goes. I'm on a tight time frame today, so
Right.
This is the way it always goes, isn't it? Okay, this really has nothing to do with the project that I'm working on, but this is very important to have in a vehicle. It takes up a lot of space, but always get a floor jack. Whether or not you have a truck or a car, take the scissor lift and donate it for scrap metal. The shit is useless. It takes longer to fucking jack up a car than it does to change a tire. This is several pumps, and you got it up, you can get it done. No matter what you're doing when you need to lift up a car, a floor jack is one of the most important tools you can have. Takes up space, but it's worth it. Alright, I have a friend here helping me because I needed a wrench to get that big bolt off. I shouldn't put my fingers in the way. So we are just getting the bolts off for the water pump. Just wanted to get a quick clip of this. Part of the fun of working on these damn things is in order to get that tube off that connects to the water pump, we had to disconnect the air pump or the air conditioner. We also have to remove this part to get at it, which is connected to the alternator as well. Okay, so here is the tube we had to disconnect because of the air conditioner was in the way. We need to remove all of the old gasket so we get a clean
either window or hood.
yada yada.
Huh?
Okay, so I've scraped off the gasket because you want to make sure that you're not getting any bumps there from the old gasket. You can see that I didn't get it all the way clean. So what I'm doing right now is just to get the little crap out when I put it on. So right here, this really isn't a pathway to anything, but I don't like a mess. But I am in a real big time constraint right now. I have already passed the time to where I could get a ride back, but being far enough along, I'm going to go ahead and hurry up and get this done. I'll do a little clips, but it's going to be really rushed because I gotta hurry. New water pump. This comes with a press-on pulley, but also Jeep had a threaded pulley as well. This I'm lucky because the other one's a pain in the ass. If you look here, look how new and level that is. That looks really good. And the big problem here is this was ground down and it's really kind of frozen. Not quite right now, but once it gets to a certain spot, it really kind of stops. But that's bad. Anyway, I gotta hurry.
Filming.
Gotta be really, really... Oh, no. Don't film it like that. It has to be widescreen.
Okay, so like this.
Yeah, well, no, you have to stop it now because it's gonna be...
Okay, you're on.
When you're putting in these goddamn fucking bolts, you have to be careful not to cross-thread them. This will fuck you more than you want to be fucked. If it doesn't go in right, and if it doesn't go in loose like this, you will cross-thread it. This will shave the threadings off of it. This will really, really fuck you if it happens. So you have to be careful. This is the point where if you fucking force it, you may as well rape yourself with a chainsaw.
So in other words, you're fucked.
I just can't get it to line up. So it went in a couple of turns. This can be okay, but we're going to test this. Don't force it. I'm not using much pressure. That is what we're needing. I'm putting all these in to align it. The big goddamn problem here is because they put the fucking tube... Here, film this. They put the fucking tube right there. And you have no fucking room. So you have to put that on, then slip the gasket underneath, because if you keep it on while you're fucking with it, you're gonna tear it. Anyway, yeah, you can stop filming right now. This is gonna take me fucking forever. Okay. I'm still putting it together. I have the water pump on, which if I can get the angle with doing it wrong. Anyway, yeah, this is gonna be fun. So I wasted a few seconds. You're gonna be frustrated like me. I've kind of lost my shit a little bit. It started to rain and people in the apartment complex came out to see who the swearing was coming from because it wasn't quiet. To work on, let me kind of switch angles. Alright, and to get off the bolts here and the bolts at the bottom that you can't see, I had to put in this one and that one to line up the gasket. You got to be really, really careful that you're not going to damage the gasket in any way, so it takes a lot of maneuvering. So once you have basically these guide bolts in, you're going to get the bottom ones in. That one that is right here, it's right there. And this one was frustrating. This was the last bolt and I couldn't get it in, and so I was just losing my shit. So we have put on the hose. You saw that one get put on. This needed to be put in. I had all the bolts in, and then I realized that I can't get this tube in without having the water pump angled like this, so I had to take it out again. And so with this here, it was really hard to line this up. This was making it enough of a problem when I did it the first time. So I need to, wait, that's not yet. I need to put back on my air conditioning pump and get that back together. So I need to make sure all the bolts in here are put back in. You don't want any leftover parts. Once again, I gotta hurry. I'm really, really getting close on time. Okay, so I have the water pump on. I put the power steering, good God, the air conditioning pump back here. These bolts, and there's two bolts right there. I had to wait to put the hose on, of course, before I did that. This is a lot of fun because you have to bend these back to get the metal thing under here. One thing that we disconnected, just trying to find out what we needed to disconnect to get everything done, this and that. There are electrical connections here. I believe those are grounds. And then we had this disconnected too. So the battery is disconnected as well, just always a good precaution. This bolt was out that holds this on. That bolt, that bolt, that bolt. I needed to put this back on. And, you know, of course, there's the bolts for the water pump. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put the hood and the fan on at the same time, because if you put the fan on, you will not be able to get the hood on. This is really fucking irritating if you do it right. The caution fan goes up on top and it points towards the engine like that. This backside goes against the radiator. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on, and we will go see if I did it right. All right. We have the hood on. We have the fan on. I still not have tightened this bolt. I put the belt on to give some tension on the pulley there so I can tighten it. Pulley for the alternator. This is the tension pulley. It's a 15mm bolt. You put it on and you crank this way and this whole thing moves so you can get it out. So we have one more step to go. And then we hook up the battery, and then we see what happens. Oh dear God, I almost started this without the most important final step. Filling it back up with radiator fluid. You do not want to make this mistake. It's a fun one. Right here.
Okay, you say talk and then I'll put it in.
Okay, so I'm sitting here filling it up. So far I've put in almost 2 gallons. And you really, really want to do this right. You take off the radiator cap. You do not just fill it in the overflow. This is important. If you get an air bubble that circulates into your engine block, then it will create a pocket to where the fluid isn't really circulating right. You'll get overheats and all sorts of stupid shit that happens that you can't figure out because you'll be, it's the thermostat, it's not the thermostat. It's very hard to find out. So when you're pouring it in here, the level will kind of come up as it's starting to fill. And so you see how it bubbles? You want it to bubble. So this is a little time consuming because it fills up.
Bubbles.
You hump the car.
I can't believe you have that on a video. Okay.
Hump the car, hump the car. God,
I think
got
you
the
need to
dirtiest mind.
take a time out. And do you need a room? Do you
I
need
need to get laid. God.
No editing.
No editing. Okay. How about a joke from the late, great Mitch Hedberg?
I have no idea who he is. Go
Oh,
for it.
he's amazing. Okay, so I have a step ladder, but that's just because I didn't know my real ladder.
That's cute, Kari. That's really cute.
So the 7 dwarfs were sitting in a hot tub, and they started to feel happy. So he got up and left.
Cute.
You know, my diving coach in high school, she was just a total innocent. And so we told her that joke, and it took almost a whole season for her to understand this. And we were saying the 7 dwarfs, happy as a 7. Yeah, we're out of space. Okay, so let's stop bubbling. Do this. Is the record up in the corner so has the time?
Yep.
Okay.
I redid it, so now it's flashing 23, 24.
Okay, so
I'll do it until it
And then once this is full, you want to fill that up. And, you know, add full. These two are different things. All right, you can go ahead and stop it. Comes the moment of truth. We are going to start it. This is when you find out if you fucked up. Oh, God.
What?
Double check fucking everything.
You forgot to plug in the battery. Oh.
This is really important. You don't want to fill this goddamn thing only to have to fill it again. Not all of it's gonna dump out, but enough to
What?
piss you off.
We can't use a potato.
Potato, kiss my tomato.
I don't want to kiss your tomato. Okay, Kari.
All right, here we go.
Looks good. But I don't know anything about cars.
All right, let me hold this. Ah! All right, you want to see if it's sitting right and everything is moving. There is a noise right here I do not like. So I'm gonna see what I can find out. Okay, it's several days later, and I realized that I didn't finish the whole water pump thing. So, like you see, the video stops, and that little noise really was just kind of everything getting situated, and I drove it around the parking lot, and it seemed to do fine. So, I drove it home. Yay! I was able to get to work for the last several days. Another problem that I have with my Jeep is it seems as when I go over 2,000 RPM on the highway is that it really starts having problems and starts chugging, and that's with the loss of power. So that's another thing that I'm going to have to deal with, but that's a whole nother issue and a whole nother video. So until then, I'm sure there's always something I need to fix. And, you know, so far, God, I hope I have them uploaded. There's a few more that still need to be put on. See you next time.